Hello, hello, hello. For the past few days, I have been telling you how I was going to share some additional money information with you, including a stock I believe has some big upside potential as it enters the United States market after finding incredible success up in Canada. Now, I always like to present an idea with full disclosure. I don't own this stock yet because it isn't available on Robinhood, which is where I have most of my cash brokerage account money. But I am in the process of opening either a Fidelity or a TD Ameritrade account. So if you don't have a TD Ameritrade or a Fidelity or some kind of account that can handle over-the-counter stocks, then you'll also need to go out and open one of those, as this is not available on Robinhood or through your bank. So go check out TD Ameritrade or Fidelity as a great option. Okay, now there is a lot going on in our country right now. It seems like the cost of just about everything is jumping up month after month. And nowhere has it been going up faster than at grocery stores. In fact, I read just this morning that the price of meat is up 13% in just the last few months. You couple that with the rising cost of fuel, and it's making just about every area of the grocery store and everyday life more and more expensive. So, how do you grow your money when inflation seems to wipe out any earnings you're having at the bank? How do you ensure that your money's purchasing power continues to go up as the future costs of goods, food, and services will surely be even higher in the future, right? You have to beat inflation in order to have your dollar continue to have buying power in the future. So in today's video, I'm going to share some ideas with you on how to manage different buckets of your money in order to have a great retirement, be prepared for the future, and outpace inflation. But first, I'd like to thank today's video sponsor, Boosh Food, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them later. Okay, now first, to beat inflation over the long run, your money has to earn higher than the inflation rate. And last I checked, banks are making a killing in new revenue, but they're sharing very little of that in the form of a good interest rate, right? Now, inflation is when the US government inflates the amount of money that's being printed. And so by flooding the market with money, what happens is the prices of goods and services go up. Now you couple that with supply and demand issues and it goes way up, right? Typically, inflation is right around 2 to 3%, but right now we're living through much, much higher inflation than that. So going back to the banks, right? The banks are just not really a great source of growing your money, even though they are a very safe option. The largest credit union here in Utah, where I live, pays 0.2% on their best money market account. Now, I remember when Casey and I first got married, we had a savings account that was earning 5%. That's right, 5% on just a normal bank account. Maybe you had a bank account that earned like that in the past. Well, once the United States went through the Great Recession of 2007 through 2009, the government made protocol changes to banking. They also added in some Dodd-Frank regulation changes, and it made it so that it would strengthen banks so that they would never need to be bailed out again. But in order to do that, they would pay their customers very, very low interest, hence going from 5% down to 0.2%, right? 20% of 1%, right? It's pathetic. Maybe you're earning that right now as well. So when you think about your money, you want to think in terms of what good debt do I have? What bad debt do I have? You want to think in terms of short-term money like savings accounts, money market accounts, checking accounts, CDs. But you also want to very much be focused on the future of what is my long-term money or my retirement money doing to, one, be safe, but two, to outpace inflation so that you're able to retire one day. Now, within your long-term money or your retirement money, you want to divide that money up into dividend-paying stocks, indexes like the Dow Jones, S&P 500, the NASDAQ, big growth potential stocks, and also stocks that have just consistently done well over time, and they call those blue chip stocks. Now, I'll be sharing videos about each of these areas, but today I want to focus on stocks that I think could go big, and if you miss out on them, you're probably going to be kicking yourself. At least I've lived through that, right? So a personal example is, in the past, I had a chance to buy quite a few shares of Apple stock at $60 a share. As of today, Apple is trading at $145 a share. So I missed out on growing that bucket of money by 150%. I'm telling you, I'm kicking myself, right? I also had a friend who had the opportunity to buy Tesla. Before it was really big and popular, people were, a little bit on the fence about electric cars. He had the opportunity to buy Tesla at $100. As of today, it's trading for $794. So he missed out on over 600% growth on that bucket of money. Okay. So although I believe most of your money should be in safer things like an S&P 500 index, you should be willing to take some of your money and shoot for the moon, right? Go for the home run. And that's where these up and coming stock opportunities come along. So I want to tell you about today's stock, Boosh stock, ticker symbol VGGIF. Boosh is a plant-based meal company that was recently approved to start selling in the United States. So grocery stores are approving them. The FCC approved them. Also, the Securities and Commissions Exchange approved them. And that's why we now have the ability to invest in this company. And I believe if things go like they did in Canada, that this stock is going to experience rapid growth. So today, their stock started out at 96 cents a share. And as of shooting this video, it had jumped up to $1.09. So it's already on the move, right? But I think this stock is going to experience excellent growth over the next 10 years, right? You don't want to be day trading with all of your money. You also don't want all of your money just growing in something boring and consistent. So over the next 10 years, this could have a big boom on your money. Now, one of Boosh's biggest competitors is Beyond Meat, and their stock is up over 68% in just the first 2 years of being publicly traded. Now, my son Gavin and I, we like to watch Shark Tank together, and we've witnessed a lot of food companies be rejected. We've also seen a lot of food companies get a deal with a billionaire shark, right? The number one reason these businesses get that deal from a shark is they already have sales and they're already in stores, okay? Now, Boosh is already on the shelf in over 350 stores in Canada, including Whole Foods, Safeway, and IGA grocery stores. You've probably heard of those. They're also here in the United States. Well, they were just given the green light to enter the United States market. And so they're going to leverage these relationships to get into the different grocery stores here in the United States. As more and more Americans become flexitarians, meaning that they don't need to have meat in every single meal, but they also don't want to be a vegetarian, this sector of food is about to heat up. In fact, it's expected that plant-based food is about to become an $85 billion market just in the United States alone. Now, the CEO of Boosh lives here in Utah, where I live. And I'm going to try to get him on a recorded call or a Zoom call where I can get you guys some additional information. But until that happens, you can go to their website, booshfood.com, BOOSH food.com to learn more. They even have a section at the top of their website for investors, and you can click on there and read about them, watch some videos. You can also schedule a call with an executive to ask questions. Now, this is happening because they're still relatively small, right? They're agile. They have this ability to scale and grow up. But as of right now, they're still entering the market, and you have that potential to ride them up, right? Like, you wouldn't be able to get Elon Musk at Tesla on the phone now, but you might be able to get a call with the CEO of Boosh Food. And so you can check out their website to learn more about that. But where he's here in Utah, I'm going to see if I can get him on a future call. Okay, now here's why I think Boosh could really boom. They've already won several awards in Canada. They've also had great success in Canada as far as getting into grocery stores and sales. They've already made important partnerships with big grocers in Canada that also are here in the United States, right? So if Whole Foods in Canada is interested, we're hoping Whole Foods in the United States will be as well, okay? Now, this is where the money is big. The United States is a consuming nation. So to get your product on the market in the United States, that's where I think this $1 stock could really go crazy over the next 10 years. And so it's nice to have a portion of your money or a bucket of your long-term money or retirement in something that has big boom potential like that, okay? All right, now I'm curious, had you heard of Boosh Food before I told you about them on this video? Let me know in the comments. Also, just a quick reminder, their ticker symbol is VGGIF. If you want to go and check them out, I'm also going to leave a link to their website in the first pinned comment below. All right, now, it's a stock I'll definitely be buying just as soon as I can get my TD Ameritrade or Fidelity account up and running. I didn't realize that they weren't on Robinhood just yet. So you guys might even get to them before I do, but I'm definitely putting some money into these guys because I think that they are going to do really, really well over the next 10 years. Also, wanted to share this with you because you guys have been asking me a lot more questions about your IRA or your 401k or retirement planning. And like I said, I'll be doing other videos about those other topics that I discussed. But today, I just wanted to bring this idea to you as far as what if some of your money had really big boom over time? Now, in the next few days, I'll be doing some videos about how to get out of debt faster, the dividend paying stocks that I own, how to get rid of student loan debt just in case President Biden doesn't keep his promise and get some of that debt forgiven. I'll also be talking about the benefits of renting versus owning and the benefits of owning versus renting and much, much more. Plus, I'll always continue to keep you updated on what's going on in Washington, D.C., the economy, and much, much more. Now, I hope you liked this video and it gave you some ideas on how to look for companies that are small but have big boom potential. If you did, please give this video a like. I'd really appreciate that. It lets me know whether to do these kind of videos or some kind of other money video. Now, before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.